This video is going to be a side-by-side comparison of the displays on the iPhone 5 versus my Samsung Galaxy S3. The display quality on your phone is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, feature to consider when you're buying a phone. So if you're in the market for one, just check out this video, because I had to find out the hard way that the iPhone's display, while slightly smaller, it does produce a much clearer and more complete image when you compare it to the Samsung Galaxy S3. Now, you may be thinking that I'm talking about the iPhone's Retina display, and I am actually, but I'm not just talking about the higher resolution. And honestly, you know, when it comes to resolution, the Galaxy S3 is fine. If Samsung decided to increase its pixel density to be on par or even beyond Retina specs, it really wouldn't make much of a difference. So resolution-wise, Samsung's doing okay. Unfortunately, the problem is, and it's hard to imagine this not being a deal breaker for a lot of people, the problem is that there's a big issue with the Galaxy S3's color reproduction, and that results in you missing a lot of the picture. And so let me let me be clear about that too. I'm not just talking about color inaccuracy here. I'm talking about actual portions of the picture or of the video that are missing. I think that's kind of a big deal. And you know, I ended up switching back to my iPhone after a few months with the S3. Incidentally, if you're thinking about getting the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, watch out, because as unbelievable as it may sound, it uses the same technology as the S3. So just something to keep in mind. I should also mention that this is my second attempt at this video. The first attempt, I had a problem with the camera white balance setting, and it caused white parts of the screen to appear overexposed. Of course, that's a problem only with the camera itself, and not with the screen that I was filming. Naturally, if you were looking at that screen with your own eyes and not a camera, it would have appeared just fine. So it's very difficult to recreate visual experience by using a video as I am now, but you'll still be able to get a good idea of the problem that I'm trying to illustrate here. Of course, the best thing to do, and I encourage you to do this if you have access to these devices, the best thing would be to do your own real-life side-by-side comparison, and that way you can really appreciate what I'm talking about here. But you know, for those who can't do that, just give me a minute. I'm gonna queue up the same movie trailers as I did last time, and I'm gonna try and get us to the same freeze frames that I examined last time, and you can take a look and see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've got Flickster loaded up on both of these phones, and we are going to take a look at the movie trailer for Flight, starring Denzel Washington. Let me just show you that I've got the brightness set up to max for both of these phones, and that the auto brightness is turned off on both. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is just try and get them queued up to the same frame as we did last time. So. Okay, that looks like that's exactly the same frame. I went by the voice. I was tracking. Okay, so that looks good. That looks like that's exactly the same frame. Okay, so first thing I want to do is show you that you may notice that up here, the back of the flight attendant's shirt is completely overexposed. So let me just show you that although that's what you see with the camera, when I'm looking at it in my own eye, it doesn't look like that at all. It looks a lot closer to something like that, although that's not even nearly as good as what it looks like on the screen. But we're not, anyways. So the overexposure is just kind of going to be a sort of something we'll have to overlook for now. Let's let's take a look at the picture as a whole, though, right now. I guess what I'll just do, I'll go from left to right. If you take a look at the back of this guy's seat here, you can see that it's got blue and light blue and dark blue kind of crisscross sort of pattern on the back of it. And below, we have what appears to be, I guess, a food tray with sort of an indent or a handle or something here on it. And I guess it's the makings. The below here is like the labels or a magazine rack or something below. If you look at if you move down to the Samsung screen, the back of his seat is just all black. You can't make out any kind of texture or pattern or color or anything. It's just black, and there's virtually no sign of the food tray. There's kind of like a slight outline here of one, but there's no sign of the handle, and anything that you can see there is just very dark and hard to see. You can make out the labels a little bit. They're a little bit more intense color, so they kind of pop out a little bit easier. But otherwise, you have no idea what's going on back here. Let's see. If you take a look at the ruffles here in this guy's sweater just below his shoulder, you can kind of make them out a little bit here. Whereas if you look down here, once again, it's just all blacked out and it's pretty black. The center of the screen is the same on both. We'll just call that black on in both cases. But if you look at her arm here, you can kind of see that it's very much blacked out. Whereas up here, you can make a lot more flesh tones, and you can see the partition between her arm and her hip over here. If you look over on the right, and this is like a big deal. Oh, I mean, this is huge. Look, the tray is once again visible up here, but down here it's not. It's completely gone this time. There's no sign of it. There's no outline or anything. And up above, you can kind of make out a little bit of color as well. So, okay. So what I'll do now is I'll just play them both side by side for a bit. And here's something I want you to keep an eye out for. Keep an eye out for the greenish tint that that you'll see on this screen. Whenever there's a white, it doesn't really appear white, but it appears kind of off-white with a greenish, almost as though somebody put a filter over the lens when they were filming it. So.
With 102 souls on board. Let's get them tucked in. We're ready to push.
Here's that green.
How you feeling, man? Look like you pulled some kind of move up there, man. You saved a lot of lives. We are in a dive. I have no control of myself.
Okay. Well, this wasn't a planned scene, but you can see that he's a pilot, and he should have a white shirt, but he's got a green one, apparently, over here. So, but this isn't the scene that I wanted to go to. Okay, so once again we see that green tint, but take a look over here behind him. It looks like it's just a black void back him. There's no sign of any. You don't really have any idea what's going on behind him here. But if you look up on the iPhone, you can see a clearly defined corner in the wall behind him, and so it's a lot. Once again, you're seeing more on the screen. On a smaller screen, you're actually seeing more, and it's just completely missing from here. Let's go on to the third scene.
That plane was nothing short of a miracle. I see nothing but houses! Listen to me. Trim us nose down. Plane fell apart.
Okay. So let me just fix the balance again. Okay. All right, so well, this is a hospital, obviously, and in a hospital you'd expect to see a lot of white, but the green monster has come back again, it seems, and filled everything, painted everything green. His sheets are not as bad, but you'd still expect them to be this color rather than this. There's a lot of overexposure here, but of course I'm trying to show you. But let me just show you that you don't really. That's not what it really looks like. You can kind of get a more accurate picture when I do that. But for now, let's keep it overexposed because I want to draw your attention to back here in the closet. There is a lot of stuff going on back here. Like there's, I guess, some machinery and maybe some shelves or a wall and another wall here. And there's definitely a lot of stuff going on back here. But if you look down here on the Samsung screen, it's like a big black hole. There's nothing. You can see like maybe one point of light there and another point of light there. Otherwise, you have no idea. This could be from a hospital horror flick for all you know. It'd be good in that case. But anyways, I think we've seen enough. So just to wrap it up, just remember that the screen is really, it's the main feature of any phone these days. It's the thing that we're always looking at all the time if we want to do anything at all with it. And I think that a picture is supposed to be worth 1,000 words. And I just think that I'd really like to believe that I'm getting all 1,000 words for the $650 or more that you pay for one of these phones. Or if you're on a contract, 2 to 3 years that you get stuck with it. So I just think, for that kind of trouble, you deserve to have a decent screen. So thank you for watching this. I hope it helps you. And if it does, like it, link to it, and share it with your friends. If you decide that to give it the thumbs down, that's okay too. Just I hope you'll also at least comment and say why. Thanks.